I'm back from Florida and it is time to redo this whole yard. Intentionally have not cut the grass yet for this 2026 spring season on purpose, just because there are a lot of pollinators and different bugs that are nesting in the grass. Not to mention, I don't want to cut the grass too early and then it goes brown and etc. It's going to be raining, it's going to be the moon and all this stuff. It's going to be growing nonstop. I did want to point out, I did this last year. We have this dead patch, and what we did, it was actually a lot larger. We have 2 dogs and they trample this area. So what we did, instead of planting grass seed, which was inevitably just going to get ruined anyway, we planted clover. Clover is amazing. It doesn't look like the most beautiful, pretty thing to plant as far as what we've been kind of manufactured with, these perfectly manicured grass lawns that do nothing for the biology and the ecosystem, so to speak. The clover, on the other hand, not only is it very hardy and resistant, especially to travel, minus this path where the dogs went, but it is perfect ground cover. It's great for pollinators. It adds nutrients to the soil. The list goes on and on. So I did plant a little bit more clover seeds before we left for Florida, so we'll see if anything populates from that. But otherwise, we'll continue to plant as the spring season goes along and do all the good stuff for the dirt. And then before I left for Florida, I did do a cleanup of the beds. Last fall, back in October, November, I was going to clean out all the dead vegetation and whatnot. And it ended up snowing, and then it went right into winter. It got so cold, so that stayed over the winter season. Let me flip the camera. Quick layout. There is anything that you see in the garden beds is leftover herbs, minus over that, but I've got thyme in here. There's sage over there, lemon balm. So I'm leaving that all in the beds because that is for companion planting. Didn't do a lot of videoing last season as I wanted to. Everything was getting built from scratch, and I should have videoed more. But this whole area was kind of just like a pit. There used to be a swimming pool here with a deck around it, so it's a large chunk of the yard, and it was just, after it was demolished, there was nothing planted. So I had 2, I'll insert like a little clip, but I had 2 deliveries of mulch. This awesome company called Chip Drop. What Chip Drop does is that they hook up arborists with residents. So an arborist in the area will go and cut down a tree and mulch it, and instead of bringing it to the quote-unquote junkyard or to a mulch pile, etc., anyone who has signed up can receive that big pile of fresh mulch from a ground-up tree. Like I said, I had 2 deliveries to mulch that whole area and kind of suffocate the mud and the weeds that were growing. And it took, when they dropped it off in the driveway, and between me and my guy, it took 4 hours to wheelbarrow the mulch. So two days, I think it happened not 2 weeks in a row, but we got a mulch delivery on a Tuesday, and then 2 weeks later on another Tuesday we got the second one. So we were hauling mulch. Built the garden beds and had our first little garden for last season, but this season I'm going to be filming a lot more. As much of a hell as it is, I did hit up, I pretty much lived on Facebook Marketplace last season, this is 2025, to get all of the materials. All of these pavers behind me, free. It was an unfortunate accident. There was a person who passed away, and they were getting rid of all the stuff in the house, and they had a ton of gardening stuff. So those were, I think they weigh like 25 pounds each. So grabbed as many as we could, hauled it away. And this whole back area of the yard, which is obviously under construction, this was all just kind of gravel. And all of these hostas I got from Facebook Marketplace, people were cutting down their hostas, gave them away for free. These stone flower, I'll have to remember what those are called. So this will be a work in progress all of this season too, but still taking a little before. In this last area, it's kind of just a dead zone. There's no sun. It's concrete type dirt. It's not soil. But I did, from that same person that passed away, they had a bunch of lily of the valley, which you got to be careful with, but it's pretty resistant. So I planted some there to hopefully fill up that area. I have some sprouts, some tomatoes and pepper plants that I planted in March, and I have them outside now to harden before I top off those beds and put it in the soil. So that's what's going on for the 2026 season. I got my work cut out for me, and this is basically, with the exception of that cleanup day that I didn't video, this is day one. Follow me. I'm going to be making more videos and planting things. If you want to learn about gardening or learn with me or teach me as I'm going along, this is all just casual stuff. Not an expert of any sort, but if you are an average Joe like me and you want to learn how to start making your own food, let's do this. One more thing. Be quiet about this. In that corner right there. This is Henry. He visits every season.